behave ourselves. Got Nicola's on. Saw Nicola the other day. She's evolving big time. And here's P. Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday. Yes. There you go. He's just caught up. He just realised it is Inga.
High five and slippers.
Right. Okay. What we're going to do then? We're just going to share this out, and then we do all of that sort of stuff, and then we get going. So yeah. So we get that up and ready. And can I just let everybody know that I am so excited. I'm actually working on my new laptop, and I've got a smile that will go on for miles because I honestly love it so much. I'm just, do you know when you get one of those things and you're just like, oh, look at it earlier. It's just really very lovely. So we've got Angel in the house and Donna as well. Hello everybody. Here's the live. Let me just share this out, and I'll make sure that this is I'll get the privacy all off. I need to go in and change that. So I'm going to share that then to you, Robert and Inga.
Okay.
And then just share that out to any groups. People will be like, oh, okay. I'll just. Hello, everybody. Let me. Unfortunately, I'm just going to put this on here about. Talk amongst yourselves, everybody.
Yeah, that's what they usually do. So.
Okay, I'm just going to be doing this. Okay, I'll just put that on Facebook anyway. Oh, Elisabeth's here as well. It doesn't seem to be. Oh, yes, it's here. I'm just sort of checking out that we've got the sort of crossover. Yeah, on there. Okay, so that's wonderful. Okay, and I just want to just share that out to just a couple of groups, and then we can then get going and just have all the masses come in, streaming in to our wonderful wonderful Fridays. Can I just say that I thought last week Friday to Friday went really quick, but this Friday it's just like it feels like we was on a couple of days ago. Is it just me or what's happening?
What timeline did you wake up on?
You know what? I have no idea. I'm actually in quite a blissful state, so I don't mind what timeline I'm on. I don't care. Warren's in as well. Warren's so lovely. He always shares stuff. So thank you, Warren. Oh, Troy's here as well. He's from Canada. I hope you're well. Nicky Sumner's in the house as well. Yeah, time is definitely speeding up. Candice is in as well. Hi. So yeah, we're getting all the. Oh, Janine's in. Janine was yesterday at our event, wasn't she? So lovely. Always shares stuff. So Troy's here as well. He's from. Is that your phone?
Yeah, I didn't understand. I was going to put my sound off. So, yeah, that's okay.
Oh, Natika's in, and I actually pronounced it right.
Yeah, first time. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
dreadful. So, how's everybody been this week? I know that when we spoke last time, Inga, that you've been having a little bit of a strip back of energy and everything.
Yeah, I have quite some intense experiencing. Me and you, we talked a lot about letting go of playing the game, identifying with characters, personality, and everything. And suddenly I had a huge realization where I felt that I could let go of any character or personality I have ever played.
Mm.
And just say no thank you to the game. And it felt like a huge relief because suddenly I can go in and play whatever I chose to play. So if I have to say tomorrow need to go out and do something that take kind of strength and determination and stuff like that, I can kind of call forward, like say a peaceful warrior character within me, and I can use the strength and the wisdom from that balanced energy and play that role and kind of utilize my wisdom.
Yeah.
But then, so it's like I can step in and out of the roles, and you don't get attached to them. But then I had some profound. I have a lot of experience during nighttime, had my entire life. So and suddenly I found myself being the floor in my living room, and I was looking up.
Really?
Beneath the table. And I thought, what's happening? This is not an ordinary out of body experience because I'm not in some kind of body. And I actually found myself to experience my living room as being the field.
Oh, God.
And that was an amazing experience because I was kind of everything. But the result of actually being everything was I saw the dust beneath my dining room floor. When I got up, I got to wash my living room. So some things kind of backfires.
Yeah. The higher self was going to we'll make her a floor tonight, and then she'll see it. She'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, how funny is that?
I think some of these things are things we are starting to step into to get used to living in a greater field. I also had this interesting thing because the energy in the weekend was so strong and so weird, and I couldn't really find myself. So I just sat down and
He was under the floor.
How can I feel myself on the floor? I actually asked my higher self, what's going on? Can you please give me a message or whatever, something that just tells me where am I in all this? What's happening? What am I doing? And during the night, I had this dream where I woke up in a new room. I was in, it was a bedroom, so I was in bed sleeping. And from the bedroom was a door open into a bathroom. And I woke up actually in that new room because I heard someone was in the bathroom. And there was two beings actually washing a small doll's house. And that was quite a perspective that showed the shift that, okay, Inger, you're now moving from playing in this small doll's house, and we are now clearing up everything. So that is completely finished. And now there's a new house for you to explore. And of course, then we start to feel weird because I need to learn to navigate where I'm now. I need to get to know the rooms. I need to know what's in them. Are there other talents with me that now will develop and everything? And all this ties into the energies that actually have been coming since equinox, which is a heck of a lot of plasma energy. A lot of people are talking about Schumann's resonance, solar flares, whatever. Pure, plain plasma that comes in. And my experience when a lot of that comes is that it goes very directly into the cell, into the lower chakras, not only to upgrade, but to actually, I experienced like they are pushing out density on a physical level out of our cells. And that hurts. It's painful and you get restless and you feel squeezed. So when I woke up this morning, I felt completely, I didn't know what to do on myself. So I went out and had a 4-hour walk. Because I know that is what calms my body down when I'm in that state. It's to just walk, be out, have some trees around, hug a tree, see some grass, some flowers, some birds, anything. Yeah. That doesn't make me sit around and spin and ache and focus on what's going on, but just allow my body. And I also think that when we move our bodies a little bit, it passes through earlier, faster, quicker.
Oh, it does. It does. Totally get that. Totally get that. Yeah, we could, and that's what I've been sort of saying on the on some of my whiteboard YouTube content is that we've got to allow the body to move, allow that to sort of come through you, to enable it to move out of you, because it can get stuck, and not to own it and just say, I see you, what does the body want? It wants to go for a walk. Let's go for a walk then. But we can get so sort of caught up in owning the identification of that within ourselves that sort of creates that sense of, oh, I've got a pain here or whatever on that. But it's very difficult to adjust the mindset, isn't it, sometimes? But then that just is the practice and the changing of how we're going to be working now, in this new reality. We've just got to adapt to it all. Cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you, Inga, for all of that. So how have you been, Robert?
Busy. I was working with you and with Inga and Patricia. Yesterday we had the light language activation group, which was really, really fabulous.
It was a really good group, wasn't it? It was really, I really enjoyed that so much. We booked it in for an hour. It ended up being 2. I was like, we went so quick, but there was some profound experiences that happened in that group, which we will do again, definitely do again. But it was really very amazing. It was really amazing.
Yeah, and the feedback was also where people were really enthusiastic, and everybody was brought forward in one way or another, and it was really interesting, really good energy. So
it was very good.
Still a bit in that vibe of yesterday. And that's good, I think. So I felt the energy shifts, but it's almost like a continuous wave coming by, and so it's getting used to it already. I think it's like if it's heavy, I go lie down. If it's not heavy, it's so I just feel that it's okay. Go outside a lot, and yeah.
That's all you can do, really, isn't it? And so the other day, what was it? Thursday. No, it was Thursday. It was yesterday. Wednesday. I kept on having to go up on and lay down on the bed all the time. Like I had a session, and then I would have to go and lay down, and then I would have another call, and I had to lay down between that, and then I had the connection group in the evening. And just before that, I had to have a lay down. And that day was like, whoa, just, switching on, switching off, switching on, switching off, switching on, switching off. And by the time actually some codes came through on that connection group, and again, I felt really sort of great actually coming together and connecting. So I think that's really useful actually, that we can sort of upbalance and help each other out with, with all of this, which we can do here today as well, can't we? We can sort of use this opportunity to connect energetically with all the people that are actually going to be here on the call, to enable them to then sort of start, and we can just all help each other sort of lift up within that as well. We've got Vanessa on, and also Joe Betts as well, and Annette.
Yeah,
as well. Fabulous. Oh, and Anna Lena is in the house as well. So if anybody's got any particular questions that they want to sort of talk about, because we've had a little bit of a change of plan. I mean, at the moment we're talking about energies, but if there's anything that anybody wants to actually sort of talk about, if they've been experiencing anything, then we can maybe tap into that. Okay. What should we clear and connect and do all of that sort of thing, Robert?
Yeah, let's do that.
We just set some intentions as well. If you want to do that. Connect to your energetic field, feel yourself in your physical body, and just enable yourself to push your energy out there, just to sort of energetically connect to our energy. And the intention is for the greater good and the expansion of our souls. And if there's anything that needs to come in from higher sources of consciousness, then we'll just be guided through that process. Yeah. Okay. Right. Marvelous. Okay. Is there anything at all that you want to talk about, guys?
I think some energy will come for this group to connect better to these energies which are being pulsed into our systems. So Inger was already talking about the plasma, and the cell, the absorption of cells. So I would like to focus on the absorption ability of our cells, so that it's a bit
That's
more
quite
open,
isn't it? Scientific.
Okay, so let's put some energy on that. So the ability of every systems of all of us cells, and the ability of getting also the other energies like plasma inside in a more easy way.
You're like a rocket.
Yeah,
It's not a little drill anymore. It's like a.
So a lot of energy coming in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good, because I noticed, and I've also seen and heard other talk about how challenging it is to kind of ground all this energy. Like there's a very, very strong clearing of the lower chakras. People feel nauseous, they feel tired, like you talk about. They have to go lay down in order for the body to kind of integrate. And it's important that they do that, because we need to get out of our own way so that the body can integrate. That's why I take walks. It's not to sit and think and focus on all the symptoms. I want to bring in some dragon energy for this, for the lower chakra. See if I can bring in white dragon and see if we can do some grounding and clearing on just that. Meraya Nui, Meraya Nui, Meraya Nui. Shimini Kyoko Dona Manana, Dakioko Dona Menitia, Dadanana Manaka, Chita, 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 Chita. Manoaya Nui, Menoaya Nui, Menoaya Nui. Shiamania kotoyo mania katea mai yogi.
Yeah.
It's like there is a resistance in the solar level, solar plexus level, for completely bringing it down. When it comes down, it tends to be felt like very, very intense.
So grounding that energy down, putting some codes in. Just use that sense of grounding to really pull you down. Incoming. Oh, it's coming in. Wait a minute. Your map. I've got some information coming in. Basically, what they're saying is that it's there is an upgrading system that is happening energetically with the Earth's grid. So everything is being upgraded, but it almost leaves us a little bit like, do you remember like last week, I think we were sort of talking about when we were all sort of this bouncy sort of energy around us, which was very sort of chaotic and like that. So what they're doing is that they're upgrading. So Gaia's upgrading, but it's almost that she's upgrading, but we're lagging behind. So there is a lag anyway, but it's energetically where the physical bodies aren't aligned with that of Gaia. It's creating this sort of sense of distortion or like an imbalance. And this is why we're really feeling it in the physical body. But when we anchor deeper and upgrade the system into anchoring in, and this is why we had to have Inga here today, is so that we can go in, but deeper into the crystalline grid. So we've always got to be going deeper all the time so that we can then anchor into her energy, which will stabilize us. So this is like, the walking out, the being in the body, the physical body movements is all about upgrading the physicality. So at the same time as moving the ego and the ego reconstructing, the physical body is reconstructing, but it's going it has to be at a quicker pace to catch up with the energies of the earth. So the understanding then was everything is really upgrading so intensely that we're feeling it intensely. So the collective chaotic roots, the who am I identification, persona, the physicality, the reconnection with multidimensional aspects across all time and space. So everything is converging into this soup, and we've just got to allow it to come together and to knit together. But at the moment it's all like this, a bit wavy. So grounding is the best route, they're saying. It is they always say imperative. It is imperative that that you so they say one, that it's imperative that one would anchor into this new system to allow the greater allowance of the energetic flow system. So allowing that energy to flow through the physical body And it is that intuitive state of mind to ground more. Now, also at the same time is what they're saying also is that not only is it that this is imperative that we ground, but the higher self is insisting that we reach up higher in consciousness. And when there's an interaction of higher self opening up to high levels of consciousness, the organic thing that we need to do is we need to lift up. We feel that we want to go up this way. So not only are we being pulled up this way into high levels of consciousness, because the higher self, the multidimensional aspects wants to come in, but then Gaia's going, but you need to be down here too. And so they're going, up it, down, up it. So this is what's happening. It's this, so this sort of struggle, power struggle almost for where the intuitive mind needs to go. And so then with this is why we're feeling so disjointed on so many levels, depending on your perspective. Okay. Da. It depends upon your perspective on how you're enjoying it or not. So like they said before, an analogy is you can get on a roller coaster ride and you can go like, yay, wee, wee, or you could go, it depends on how you actually see it, whether you enjoy the rise and just go with it, or you just... Do you know those pictures? Did you ever used to get the pictures? You used to go around and you used to see your face all like that. There are many, many faces. Higher selves are taking pictures of aspects of humanity. We're going like, shocked.
Yes.
I'm carpet. I'm a piece of carpet at the moment.
Yeah.
Robert, you're very
Yeah, I got some codes coming for the stretching element, and that's in the solar plexus. It's based there because there the grounding is imbalanced. So let's balance the solar plexus energy so that we can stretch upwards and downwards.
that toy, Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
Remember that? Stretch Armstrong. Never had one. Always just see it. Like this plastic thing that you just like that, and his arms will just... I felt a bit like that, really, on those codes, Rick and Robert. Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah. I got an interesting energy coming in after this. If we talk about grounding and all this stuff, and there is something that we can do because we're going up. I want to bring in the star grandmother so we can expand the planetary and star energy down. At the same time, I want to connect to the earth grandmother so they can sort of bring the energy up. And then you get a meeting place in the higher heart that actually will be a grounding point within our own multidimensional heart. I'm going to bring them in and let's see what's happened. Niako shatanamanakai emani kaya kateneya Emenia kaya katenea, Ashinami, Akoyokotono Numenia kaya kati, Tiokonomuna, Ashatako, Kyokotono Nata, Shaka. And kind of breathe deeply into the heart and just feel that you're so supported with all the earthly, strong, powerful grandmotherly energy that kind of is the basic, is the feet, it's your pelvic area, it's your hips. They're solid like a tree. And then you have these beautiful, beautiful star grandmothers that are penetrating your upper part with this beautiful, light, joyous, enjoyable, loving, sunny star energy.
Oh, lovely. Apple pies and knitting needles. Big wool.
Yeah, the best way actually to anchor within your multi-dimensional heart is kind of bring these two together and just let them play and have some fun in your heart and just let the energy go out.
Yeah, my nan used to make a really lovely apple pie.
Oh, I love apple pie.
Do you remember when I put like a bit of pastry with the shape of a leaf on top? But then the apple was really sort of quite bitter. It wasn't like overly sweet. She used to not really put much sugar, but it was just like a apple pie. Oh, that just reminds me all of that just then.
I was used to be called the cookie queen.
Cookie queen.
It was grandmother energy, not mother energy.
No, I just happened to be one who loves to bake cookies. And so one friend of mine many years ago, she named me the cookie queen. So when you talk about that,
yeah. So Robert, was it Donna actually felt that in her base when Robert was sort of coming in with those, and Piper and Slippers actually felt that. I think I'm the coolest I've ever been. What's the it's at the end, like beams coming out of me. No recognisable features. God, there's loads of stuff going on out there. I think when we sort of like reconnecting us all the time, we're just really starting to type when he jumped in my mind 5 months ago. I don't know. I'm just flicking through. Sorry. Oh, and Annette actually just sort of said that she remembers Fletch Armstrong. And P had loads of tingles. That's really good. I'm so glad that we're reaching you guys, because when we can, we can, get out there and help you out, and we can all connect as well. Okay, let's see where we're going next. Then this is interesting, isn't it? So it's an interweaving. Okay, they're talking about the knitting needles. The knitting needles, what they are, a lot with the wool. It's a really lovely pinky colour. So they're saying that so every single stitch that you cast upon your knitting needle. Here we go. That's every single time. So when you knit, you sort of like cast on, don't you? It's not that I've done that for ages. I can't remember. But so you'd have some wool and you have your knitting needles there. I used to be able to do it properly. I'd always be a bit cack-handed. But you cast it on, you cast it on, you cast it on, you cast it on, cast it on, cast it on, that. Then you have like this row. Okay, that's your and then as you then build up, you bring it over to the another knitting. It's going to go somewhere, I'm sure. So it goes over, and then you get another layer, and then it goes over to that knitting needle, and it goes over to that knitting needle, and then it just then starts creating this nice little scarf or whatever you're knitting. Okay, so you can see the growth within every single stitch that you make. That's nice. Ooh, that's your makawisya. But sometimes you drop a stitch. And then you get a hole, don't you? But isn't life like that? Is that you get the first time that you do knitting of a scarf when you're younger, and the very first thing that you're going to do is just going to knit yourself a scarf, and on that first design of your scarf you'll be drop stitches, and there'll be little bits that maybe you added on and it's not looking terribly lovely, and then you look at it, back at it, and you go like, gosh, yeah, I did this there and I did that. So what they're saying is that life is like your first scarf in which you knit, but every single cast that you put on count towards the next layer of your understanding. You see, and as you look back in your reality of realizations deep within inside of yourself, you can see the things that you could have done differently, but the ownership of those drop stitches, those moments that it could have been a little bit more perfect if you said it in your mind that it's not perfect. But that's not what life's all about. It's about, the organic stitching from one click to the other of the knitting needle to enable you to see that life is, not this amazing, sort of cardigan that you might have knitted on a machine. It's not like that. The knitting machines, I don't know if they still exist, but the knitting machines that people used to sort of go and buy. So the knitting needles then are to actually identify with that every single stroke that you make and every single decision that you make in that time when you're consciously aware, is that to go with the flow of it, because you'll see how much you have grown as a result of that process.
Beautiful.
That's the grandmothers coming in there, isn't it?
That's the grandmothers, yeah.
Yeah. How'd you top that?
Can't top that.
You can't top that. Okay. I've got something else coming in. Don't know what's coming in, but gosh, I must say, I love my new computer. It's the upgrading and expansion, isn't it? In everything that we do, like if you start off with a knitting pattern, and then you start off with your scarf, then you go into doing a little baby cardigan or a little dolly cardigan for the kids or something, and like a knitting pattern. It's all experimentation, isn't it? And every time that you do it, you go and do something else that comes out a little bit more wearable. Wearable in your life.
Better.
Oh, what's happening to Michelle?
Yeah.
I'm crazy physically and emotionally. Oh dear. Michelle needs a little bit of attention.
Yeah.
I don't really want to put that up on the screen, but yeah. Thank you for your So should we set some intentions to assist Michelle on her journey with her emotional states right now?
Yes, but before that, we can better also put some fences around what we do, because she's going into an emotional state now, and it's just an experience. Maybe it's really hard, but it's an experience. So don't get attached to the experience. You are not that feeling. You're not that emotion. Be aware of that, and of course we're gonna support you. And we can easily put some loving energy in our hearts, central heart, lower heart, upper heart.
And it's also like we sort of spoke about, which is quite relevant really, is that when you look back, when you go through that, looking back at your knitting, is that you'll see those little drop stitches where you sort of, where those moments where you were experiencing that, and actually that you'll come back stronger. You will come back stronger.
Yeah.
If these things come in, so we can certainly send our some vibrations over to you, but like Robert said, it's important to to see it as an experience and move through that process.
Yeah. So Michelle, will send you some energy to help you in the emotional part for the feeling, and of course I understand what's happening there.
Yeah.
Metuam Nairoa, Metuam Nairoa, Metuam Nairoa.
Yeah. It's funny, would sort of like this time sort of last year when I was sort of in a similar sort of situation as Michelle, and when you're in that moment of emotional states, it's hard to sort of navigate. It is when you're in that that sense of that energy, but just know that if the universe is presenting these things, that there is an opportunity that you can move forward and find your strength. But it's going inside to find your answers, to allow that process to move you through it to find that place of strength.
Yeah, and be aware that at Starseed U there are lots of courses, free and not free, helping in this process, because it's emotional work. It's the inner, it's the inner work, the shadow work, the knitting scarf knitting examples really placed well, because if you look back at your scarf, which was your relationship, you can see the parts when you felt in your heart that something wasn't right for you, and you stepped over it probably, and now everything is coming together, and it looks like one big hole in the scarf, but it's made out of little holes. And so if you unfold it again, of all these little holes, it will be easier to see that it's just emotional luggage or experiences. And I hope this will help you.
Yeah, it is. It's difficult sometimes, these emotions, aren't they, to navigate everything that and if we can try and see things from a higher perspective, that actually I think the really lovely statement that I always used to listen to was, everything works out for my greatest good. And so I always sort of held on to that. And it was really quite funny. I was reading an old diary actually, and see how far I've grown. So just know that if anybody's out there struggling with anything, whether it's relationships, jobs, collective fear, so if anyone's sort of moving through those processes, and I know that I was talking to somebody that's actually on here, not saying her name, but she left her job and now she's finding herself in such strength. And at the time, that breaking down of that system, it's really very difficult to navigate, because you're breaking stuff down, and the breaking down is the hardest part.
Yeah.
You start to build up again from a new sense of understanding of who you are. You can go through that process and then build on your strength. So it's a new chapter of the book, and in many cases, a new book in itself. So it's an opportunity. But when you're in the emotional state, it is a little bit more sticky to navigate. So it can be really traumatic.
Yeah, and this week have been very hard on that level, and I can say that too, because I have the days where I felt like there was no skin on my body. I was completely raw and open and nothing. And I just had to sit with it and let it go and let my body act out in whatever way it wanted, and just honor myself for allowing myself to go through this.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, because it's not up to me to judge. It's up to me to just feel it and say, thank you. That was a beautiful game. And now it's over.
Yeah. I think we were sort of talking about that the other day, wasn't we, Inga, when we had that conversation. And we was talking about, if we see everything as experiences, as a game, if you're in the emotional state, it's hard to see it that way. But if let's just sort of like look at that for this moment, then is that whatever game that we choose to go into, we make that decision that that's that identification of who we are as the character of playing that game. If you're allowing yourself to consciously go in and play that part, the character of the game, then it allows you then to sort of see it so much differently to if you're in the game.
Yeah. So I used to say, when you're here, you cannot experience yourself as oneness. You need to fragment yourself in order to have any experience. So we just have to honor ourselves for our role in playing a game. But if I play a game, then you, Nicola, we can play together, and I can play with Robert, and then we have a lot of people who have many different types of experiences, so that we all can learn and all can gain some experience from it, gain some wisdom from it. So and someone have to play the good role, and someone have to play the bad guy, and that's just how it is. And we just have to honor ourselves for allowing ourselves to dare to take that step that we chose to go through those experiences.
And all these experiences help us to be our more and more our multidimensional being. Everything is moving towards what you need to experience, to get rid of, to be more yourself, more empowered. So let's see it on the positive side and try to find out what's the gain for it.
It's also one very interesting thing within this, what is taking place with a lot of people who are shedding a lot of hardcore stuff right now. And it's that all this energy that is coming in now, they're actually birthing something new through our body, a whole new reality.
Yeah.
So every time we let go of something, we become a part of the new.
Yeah.
Every time. It just comes out from our heart. Let's see.
See, you let go, or I let go of my computer that I thought was broken, and I've got a brand new, beautiful laptop.
Yeah, there you go.
This is what happened.
The gesture,
But you do.
It is like that.
That's how it is.
You upgrade. So Michelle, you're going to be upgrading. You're going to love yourself more.
Yeah.
Because you can go in and you love yourself more, and then as a result of yourself loving yourself and doing your inner work, then you will then move forward in your life, and you'll get stronger, and you'll upgrade. Everything around you will upgrade. Yeah.
Because I think most of us, or I feel most of us, we don't just only wake up because we want a better life, but because we want something brand new. We want to create something brand new. We want to feel enthusiasm and excitement within of actually stepping through a door and see, oh my God, what's here? I create, what can I experience here, right? I mean, to dare to let go of so many things and just say, okay.
Yeah.
Because if your house is full, you can't bring more things in. I can't continue to play in a doll's house if I really want to experience a castle, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's so many different levels. There's so many different emotions, but ultimately it is the expansion of our souls that we experience. So the polarity of experience, it can be most joyous and amazing, and it can be, create this sort of sense of trauma within ourselves. So it's all experience, but it's our perception of where it's good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever experience it will be that you experience.
Yeah.
And so if we look at it from that perspective, the more that we can look at it that way, the trauma goes through at a quickened pace, rather than being stuck in the emotional state that keeps us glued into the experience. The more you rise from it and let go of your emotions, it enables you to move through it so much quicker. So much quicker.
And it's lovely to see how much support you get in the group.
Yeah, that's so lovely. There's just so much love going towards in your direction. So it's absolutely lovely. Thank you for everybody to supporting Michelle at this time. So it's all good. Siamaku ampaku awa shantai e kiana wesha. Siubaku kanto e shumaku rantai e shie. Anamaku rantai shubagi makura tere shana kie. Darabaku rantai shana makie tantai shumukrata shana e. Ko maku rantai shan maku amawesha. Subake o mokawe santai siana kie. Alakianta weshana maku ama. Daraba ko krate sianikie tante enama, ko ratanta eshabakuena, eshubamu kratai sikiesh, eshonama ko granakieta. You are more supported than you could ever imagine, every single one of us that are here present in this now moment. The universe has us cradled in the sense of love, and it is a case of unveiling within you the remembrance of who you are to enable yourself to reconnect. And you will feel that sense of connection and know that you are not on your own, and that it is a game in which we're playing. Is when you walk through that veil of remembrance that you'll look back on all of this and you'll say, I see. That's yama. Kia ba shani kia tai ala kia no da suba kia na dada ba ko rasisikiana ishubura na kia ta ishia. Yeah. So that's beautiful. So we've got so much support. We just need to see the support that we get. Because when you're on your own and you isolate and you go into the emotional states, you don't see the support around you. But we can see by all the comments there is support out there for everybody. It's when you can see it. If you don't see it, then you don't feel it. You don't have it within you. But it's about saying, okay, I'm going to receive it, and that's where it all then moves into upgrading all of this.
I have a technique that I have used actually for many, many years when it comes to dealing with issues that is quite simple to use, and it's only takes yourself. Because when I went into things that was a challenge or whatever it was, I went into just my meditation, and then I called forth all of my previous incarnations, no matter where. And I said, okay, we have an issue. Is there anyone of me out there who have some experience that can benefit Inger right now? Can I pull on you? Can I bring that in? Then please enlighten me. And that gave me so many interesting results. For some, you were working around, and some you start doing something. Oh, there's the solution. Oh my God, I didn't know it was there. It can feel like that way too. So I think many times we are not, at least I can speak for myself, I wasn't good enough earlier to kind of use my own experiences. Because I had many, many lifetimes. I have a lot of experience. And I mean, I wasn't stupid in all those lives, right? So I have some experience, and I can draw on that one. If I open myself and invite myself in. And it's an easy technique.
Yeah.
You just call on yourself.
Yeah. That's the only way, really, isn't it? Yeah.
And I really think we should honor ourselves more and really use ourselves.
Yeah,
and I think that when we were talking about these different energies, it's all helping us. The ascension of the earth and of ourselves is helping us get a wider perspective of what we are capable for. So what you are suggesting is, even in a wider perspective, it's possible to scan all your higher self parts or soul parts. Where the best solution is for this now moment. And that's really interesting to do that.
Yeah, it is. It's just having that intuitive understanding of yourself. It's all about understanding. It really is. It just comes down to that. It's the remembrance is understanding. Once you understand, then it's like, oh yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's the uncertainty, isn't it? Uncertainty. But it's about being committed to understand.
Yeah.
Discovery, self-discovery, self-love, all of those things. It all points in the same direction.
And I'm very into, because I feel so much of all this new energy has to do with easy solutions. So things, we need to return to simpleness. Is it going to be easy, simple, spot on, like Robert's? Yeah,
absolutely. I think but that's what we do. We try and overcomplicate it, because the mind overcomplicates, because the mind thinks. So the mind thinks, and it takes us down this sort of like, oh, what if, whatever, worry, anxiety, and we're sort of moving not in a focused place. So if you're in the now and you're connecting and you're going inward, you're allowing yourself to reconnect with all that you know that you can draw upon. As soon as you fragment your soul and you go like worry, what's going to happen, that again creates thinking, emotions then kick in, and then we go again. So it's simplifying, spot on. Absolutely, it is. But the more that like with my work as well, the more understanding I get with my work, the simpler it becomes. Everything sort of simplifies. The other day, I even did a healing with somebody. Just really got strong. I felt like I was having a nap during the process. Yeah, it was really strange. It was a really intense. It was a really intense healing, but I actually felt that I was nodding off. Like ego Nicola was going like that. I was just like really taking myself so far out of the process. Yeah. The body was going, doing all of whatever it's doing out here, doing all of that, connecting up. But I almost felt I was out going in for a nap. It was the strangest thing.
No, I recognize it, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the mind was completely taken out. And I'm glad I didn't start snoring.
Well, that happens now and then.
Oh, it's happening. Middle of a session. Woo! Yeah, no, it was really interesting. Yeah, really very interesting. Right. Okay. Any questions for anybody? I cannot believe that's an hour gone already.
Yeah, Inger took all the time, spaced it away in one time.
That's crazy, isn't it? Look at all these lot over here. Look, they're swapping emails and everything.
Cool.
Angel, Pipe and Slippers, P. We should get like a little group together. We said about that, didn't we? Yeah, it's like Candice said. He says, KISS, which is keep it simple, stupid. Do you know what? It's really, really is the way. It's just keep it as simple as possible. And then that just sort of brings everything sort of together. Oh, hi, Brian. Brian's here. Yes, we are a great team. We're a very simple team.
Simple.
Oh, and Jodie's here as well. Yeah, love Jodie. Oh, she's powerful.
But we're not going to be like KISS with the big.
I've got my platform shoes on.
The big shoulders.
Fabulous.
Next week.
Yeah. rocking on up. Right, I think that's it for today. It was all about compassion for others, and you supporting everybody on this conversation was very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
And about really grounding down into the earth, being in your body, so important right now. Allowing yourself to take yourself out into nature, and at the same time a bit of a stretch Armstrong, stretching yourself out, and that connection. But you have to go higher, but you have to go deeper.
Yeah.
Angel points out that we have to do a group Zoom.
Yeah.
We have to do some homework and organize that, but we mentioned it last week and we will do it.
That would be fun. That would be really good fun. Right, okay. Any other business? Just to let you know, all on StarCG, we have 3 new instructors. There are 2 courses that have gone up that are free as well. There's one which is healthy living. That's really sort of quite an intense course, actually. It's quite a long course. So that's available on there. It's called Sassy Holistics. And then there's another lady called Sarah Amalia, which she does a lot of channeling activations, but it's sort of linear language. But yeah, so there's those. And Susie George as well. She's got some little courses, womb healing as well. April's codes are going to be coming in at the weekend, so they'll be up as well. And you've got your activation codes as well, Robert, haven't you?
Yeah, awakening, supporting activations. So if they're really powerful. So only for the people of strong guts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we're all available for one-to-one healings, and check out all the events that we've got going on as well. So if anyone's interested in any of those, just message us. So we're here for next week. I'm not sure who's lined up for next week, but it should be good. It should be good. Yeah. Have a great week, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. And we'll speak to you all very soon.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye.